There we go. Wonderful. All right. So, welcome to this intro to the Ascension Alchemy Akashic Records. And I just want to set my screen up here so that I can see comments as they come in case anybody's got a question as we're going along. So, we're going to get right into what we're looking at today. So before we begin anything, I was really guided, and even as I was sorry, just getting my text sorted, even as I'm setting up the energy and working with the guides to get this intro session formulated, there's an energy that wants to run through it. So if you're in a space and you feel guided to do this, we're just going to take a moment and take a breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth in whatever rhythm feels best for you. And we are centering in our bodies. So we're just allowing our energy to move down from maybe that focus in the mental energy where we're at for most of our days, and allow that to drop down. Just visualize, sense, or imagine that dropping down into your chest, dropping down into your heart space. Beautiful. And we're just breathing with that for a moment and just setting the intention that any information, any activation, any energies that is best for you to receive today, whether on this session or outside of this session, we are setting an open invitation for your guides, your soul self, source, to deliver that information, those signs, those symbols, those messages, those energies that are most beneficial for you today. Beautiful. Really good. So we're just going to visualize, sense, or imagine that energy is moving down through our bodies, down past the soles of our feet, right into the earth. And we're just going to anchor and ground that intention. And as we anchor and ground it, we are moving through the layers of the earth. We're really focused on the soles of our feet, really allowing that energetic energy, that energetic opening, the feet chakras, to connect into the earth, all the way down to the center of the earth. And as we connect into the center of the earth, we're also connecting into all dimensions. We're connecting into the universal energy, the quantum field. And so this is where we set those intentions that we had created in our heart space to be open, to be receptive. We set that down in the center of the earth, and we are surrendering it and letting it go to the universe and just trusting that that will flow back to us. Beautiful. So we can just come all the way back and take your focus and attention back up fully. So when we run the actual energy, the activation at the end of this, I will be going off a video because whenever I'm running the big energies like that, there's a lot of running that goes on in my face. So it's not always awesome to look at. All right, so let's move forward. So this is what we will cover today. We are going to be looking at the Ascension Alchemy approach, the structure of this program, the content that's going to be actually in the modules. And if you're somebody who has taken this program before, because I think I started offering this maybe 6 years ago, and it's just really evolved from then. You're going to see that there's a big jump from the last evolution when I taught this in 2021, in January 2021, a big evolution from there to here. Most of what I included in the last evolution of it is really just in the first 1 to 3 modules, maybe. So the rest is all like, it's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of information. So I've squeezed it into 6 modules, but it's broken down in a digestible way. Most people who go through it will likely be guided to either go through it more than once or to stretch it out and extend, maybe doing 1 module every 2 weeks or something like that. So the module content, we're going to look at the live call experience, what that is all about. We're going to look at the business bonus workshops that will be included for those who move forward with the group option. And then the bonus sessions for early registration, I'll look at those. Then we'll have a little opening for any questions that you guys have got for me. And then we're going to move into the journey and alignment, working with that heart space and auric field for a deeper spiritual and intuitive connection. I'm not used to reading so much when I'm doing sessions. I'm used to like channeling it through my mind. So I need to rebalance a little bit down into my body a little bit more. All right. Wonderful. So for those of you who have not worked with me before, who are new to my work, hello, I'm Tracy. I'm a practical ascension guide. I'm an ascension shaman. So these words can be kind of meaningless. So practical ascension guide, basically, one of my big purposes is to help guide people. The guides are really like giving me a lot right now. So I'm just going to ask them to stop because it's a little bit distracting. You can bring that in later during the Q&A session. Beautiful. So we are moving through this great awakening, as you would all know, being at this, spiritual place that you're at right now in your life. And one of the biggest purposes for me is to really guide people through that evolution in a way that is practical, in a way that doesn't need you to go off to the mountains or go off into a retreat center or like work with ayahuasca or anything like that. And those are all great and those are all valuable assets to a spiritual journey, but I'm all about the daily, working on the daily for integrating practices and mindfulness and energies into your daily life so that you can be taking advantage of this amazing ascension energies that we're moving through. So that is my main purpose. I'm also a teacher and guide for the Akashic records, as you may notice. I'm a self-taught intuitive. So this is all, I've always been interested in the metaphysical and like, it was more like nature and things like that. And like working with, magical things when I was a child and things like that. And that evolved. And I began realizing, oh, I could actually just practice this and learn how to do it. And so that's what I did. I'm also a channel for the Ascension Collective. And so that is a group of guides that I work with that I initially connected with in the Akashic records. And this is a group of guides who are here to assist with ascension, ascendant masters, archangels, so many different guides, galactic guides, earth guides, beautiful energies. I'm also a wife and mother of 3 teenagers and 1 lab. I'm a big lover of nature, music, books, love it all. Like I used to live in the woods. I don't anymore, but that is the most recent picture I took of my spot in the woods. Love it. I have no tolerance for BS or fluff. I am a big fan of digging in really, really deep. Really, really deep, getting to the root of things, and then using challenges to really expand into your potential. All right. Okay. So that's enough about me. Let's move on. So the Ascension Alchemy Akashic records. This has got to be one of my favorite things to teach. I love this subject, and it's so expansive and it can go in so many different directions, and it really works with your own soul blueprint so that you can be understanding and discovering and opening up to your gifts in the way that is designed for you. So it's just such a great tool. All right, so the ascension approach. So I want to take a look at some of these things that I weave into this training that is why I'm doing it, really. So the ascension approach is really woven into all the work that I do. And that is so that it fits in the realm of practical ascension. As I mentioned, we're shifting and we are evolving. And this is something that we're experiencing and we're going through. And if you're drawn to the Akashic records, you're drawn to spirituality, intuitive development, you've likely noticed this. You've likely noticed the shift that you yourself are individually moving through. And whenever you zoom out, the collective and the world is moving through it as well. We are freeing ourselves, our family lines, and the collective of distorted programs, things that just are not supportive for humanity's evolution and ascension, where we're really waking up to this and we are shifting. And I mean, this has been going on for around 70 years or something like that. But the increased clarity of connection and openness over the last, 30 years has just been absolutely astounding. So we're really moving into a space now where we are reclaiming this truth of who we are as divine humans instead of this detachment from spirit, from the divine, from the universe. We're stepping back into that. So that is the ascension approach. It's why it's so key for this training here. So when I'm looking at alchemy, so this is another thing that's kind of written into my soul blueprint is the alchemist energy. So the alchemy approach is really to understand that we have the power to shift right now, that it's really taking your power back to yourself. Um, and yes, there's of course value in working with healers and coaches and things like that, but also remembering that your self-healing process is it's going to be the most impactful. What you shift within yourself in just your daily basis, in your choices, in your habits is going to make a massive impact on your life. So part of this purpose for this program is to rebalance distortions, old programs and habits into empowerment. And this also means really honoring your transformation that you're moving through and honoring all of the stages of alchemy that you're moving through. So I'm going to speak about the stages for just really briefly for a moment. So when we're looking at alchemy, there's 3 stages. Sometimes there's a 4th stage as well. I'll mention that. So there's our black phase where that's like the darkness, right? Dark night of the soul. That is the challenge. That is us being like aware that something is up, that we want to shift, that we don't really want to keep doing this. So that's like that initial spark where we're like, okay, like I'm really uncomfortable, or why does this keep going on for me? Or, I'm in this suffering or challenge, right? So we become aware of it. And that's really working with the divine masculine energy, where you're like, I'm going to go and I'm going to explore this and I'm going to get into it, right? So as we're moving out of that black phase, as we go into the darkness, we then begin moving into the white phase. And this is when we start the process of healing. We start the process of recalibration, really moving back into our light. We start to get a new awareness, maybe a new perspective. Maybe we see, feel, or notice ourselves as somebody new, as a new embodiment, right? And that's where the divine feminine really flows in. We start to integrate that into who we are. Now we can also put a yellow phase right there, right between the red or the white and the red. And that's just kind of that in between time where you're like, the healing is complete, but I'm not all the way there yet, right? So there is that little phase as well. So then the red phase is then we're like, all right, we're fully integrated and we are coming back to society. So if you picture this like you're going on a journey, you go out into the wilderness, you're going out into the darkness, you don't know where you're going into. Maybe there's fear, maybe there's apprehension and doubts and things like that, but you're going in. You go, you experience, you are healing, you get your power back, and then you come back out of the woods, you come back into society with that fully integrated now, with you are now expressing this as a part of yourself. So this is that divine union. So it's that divine masculine and that divine feminine coming together where you are in an increased state of listening to your intuition and then taking action from that. So you're working with your divine union energy. So that is the alchemy approach, and that is woven into this very deeply from the very first inception of this training. That was a big aspect of it. So then the Akashic approach. So why would I teach the Akashic records, being really focused on ascension and being really focused on alchemy? Where do the Akashic records really flow in? And this is from my personal experience, it's just been so transformative connecting into the records. Um, my understanding, my experience, the experience of past students has been that we do have this direct line to our soul information, to this um, healing energy, really. So, why not use it? And from the way I see things as we're moving through ascension, we are moving out of really that overly focused masculine way of doing everything from the brain, everything from the mind, really putting all the value on logic. And we're moving into a space where we're balancing that, and we are actually recognizing the value in intuition, the value in that intuitive connection. So for me, working with the Akashic records is just a natural ascension progression. It's a natural awakening of those who are drawn to this. It's just the natural way. Like, I can see really this space in the future where it's normal that you are connected into your guides, into your records, into your intuition, and that you are using that to guide your life. So we've got this expansive access now. It's available to us now. So why not? Um, and again, in my personal opinion, our intuitive knowing is our most powerful asset. And we've been turned away from it as a society for so many thousands of years. And so now that, we're reclaiming that and reclaiming that feminine aspect of ourselves, it can be just absolutely miraculous. um the shifts it can create in your life as you're working with that and following with it. So it is time for us to remember and reclaim this aspect of who we are. All right. So the Ascension Alchemy Akashic Records. Another sip of water. I'm speaking really quickly. Mm. As I was putting this together, I was like, this is more information than I thought I was really going to share, but here we are. So the structure of the program, there's two options to join. Well, there's three actually. There's also an option for some DNA work involved as well, but I'm not going to go into that here. So the structure of the program, you can do a self-study or you can do a live group. So it's structured with 6 modules, and optional group training is how this one is designed. So the self study is really if you've already got a connection to the Akashic records. I mean, it will teach you that anyway, but it's almost the self study alone is almost a little bit more advanced. But if you're feeling really good about your intuitive connection and your self healing, then you will be comfortable guiding yourself. If you want a little bit more support, guidance, exploration of energies, then it would be more so the group aspect of this. And again, you're working through not just learning to access the records, work with energy, shift energy in the records, you are also working with your own evolution as you're doing this. Since you're shifting into a greater capacity of your potential, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be mindset. There's going to be ego that jumps up and says, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure that, everything is lined up? Those fears that pop up. So the live group really assists with working through the natural challenges that pop up whenever you are stepping into more of your potential. So again, that self-study is really great if you've already practiced and just desire some more information, some expanded consciousness, working with the activations and the journeys. Great for that. The live group provides you with more practice, which is, from what past students have told me, just the absolute best for their confidence, their clarity. So it's practice not only on yourself, but working with others in the class as well, reading for each other in that really safe space, that you start to get feedback from them immediately, and you start to realize, oh wow, like what I'm doing is actually real, like it's actually accurate. So that can be really, really fun as well. So you're also getting additional support to integrate the Akashic records into your business or start a business with it. And then you'll get the option of certification for the live group. All right. So what is in these modules? As I'm like, there's so much energy in them. There's so much that flowed through for this version of this training. So each module has got 4 videos in it, 1 guided journey, and 1 energy activation. And then there's a few additional bonuses as well. And there may be more. While I am teaching, I really want the feedback and seeing what you guys need to really feel supported and really feel provided for in that space. And I'll work with that. I'm very open to that. So in module 1, the very first one, and as I said, these first few modules have a lot of energy, a lot of information in them. So you might want to go through them over, stretch it out a little bit as well. So, module 1, you are accessing the records for yourself and others. So, the videos that would be included in this are, the first one is Akashic records, where to access them, your energy field, and coherence with the records. As we are accessing the Akashic records, we are teaching our energy, our mental, emotional, physical, and energy body how to connect with the records and how to match the frequency so that that information can flow through really easily. The next one is reading for yourself and really working with asking the right questions in the records that will get you the best information that is going to be the most beneficial. And then reading for others, and then working with integrity and also caring for your energy, because it is different reading for others than reading for yourself. And then the final video for the module 1 is you working with your record keeper, your guides in the records, and exploring in the records. And as I have noticed, and I've seen past students do this as well, is where you are drawn to in the records, where you're drawn to explore, what you're drawn to focus on, it is so varied. Like, you might be focusing on soul contracts. You might be focusing on relationships. You might be focusing on being a teacher of the Akashic record yourself. I have multiple students who went on to create their own training for the Akashic records, that it woke up within them, oh, I'm an Akashic records teacher as well. So when you start exploring in the records, it really is pretty unlimited. So that's our module 1. Now, the resources for module 1 are the activation for module 1 is a vow of integrity and light. And this is new. And if you've taken the program before, I've always had a version of this, but this is going to be a brand new one. And then a new journey as well to access the Akashic records. Again, the guides want to bring it through with this new energy that we're working with right now. So I'm just waiting for this final eclipse, which is, I think, this weekend coming up to start recording this. So I'm really excited. There's also going to be a PDF for asking those really powerful questions in the records. And then the bonus resources for this one are 5 additional journeys to access the records. And these are ones that are available now that you may have done before, that I have available to access the records now. Then we move into module 2. Module 2 is the intuition deep dive. So we actually begin with accessing the records, and then we start the intuition. We want that first module really of opening up the records to start to wake up any resistance, wake up any fears and any doubts that are within you. And then we kind of swoop in with module 2 to work with that intuitive energy and align that even deeper. So the videos for this one are the first one of intuition, insight, and discernment, working with those 3. And for me, when you're looking at your intuitive development and Akashic records, those 3 go together. We're also working with mindset and intuition and coherence with your psychic and healer self. clearing energy and your energetic space whenever you're working with this as a sensitive, as an empath, and then deepening your connection with supportive practices. So, not just your practice of accessing the records, but other things and other things to focus on and that you can do that assist with deepening your relationship and work in the records. So the resources with module 2 are coherence with your psychic and healer self activation. As I'm reading these and I'm connected in with the guides right now, like I'm almost laughing because they're showing me the codes and everything for these activations. And I'm just like really excited for them. And then the journey with this one is connect and heal karmic energy of the wounded healer in the Akashic records. So that's working with a lot of like Chiron energy is already what they're flowing through for this. And then there'll be a PDF as well for you to work through your mindset and intuition and resistance you might be experiencing and how to move really deeply into that space. Module 3, we are working with energy in the records. So it moves along very, very rapidly, where we're going right from accessing the records, deepening our intuition, moving with the energy. This is why when you join this, you'll get lifetime access to it. So those that joined, back 6 years ago or whenever I first offered it, also get access to the self-study as well, because with updates to it, it's just the guides are like, well, there's no other way to do it. Like they need to keep getting the updates to it. So I have a lot of people that have gone through the first time and keep going through and keep getting more out of it. So don't feel like you have to like get it all in the first few weeks. So first video is transmutation energies. Love working with those where you're shifting energies. You and begin really working with that, working with shifting beliefs and energies within yourself in that third week. Then we are looking at, you're going to see the word discernment a lot because discernment is really, really big. Really feeling and knowing is really big. So we're working with discernment, coherence, and trust. We are looking at guides and working with metaphysical medicines in the Akashic records, and then clarity on your pathway. So what is the most potent? What are you drawn to as a healer, as somebody who is working with healing energies in the records? And we want to really clarify that so that you're moving forward powerfully beyond this program as well. So the resources for module 3 are unpacking your healing gifts. And this is an activation. So the guides, as they're bringing this one through to me, they showed it just like if you download something that's got multiple files in it, you've got to unzip it. So it's a very similar process of downloading, unzipping, and anchoring that. And then the journey is practicing with your gifts in the records for shifting energy in the records. So again, lots of fun. Everything should feel very fun in this. It will feel challenging at times as well, but also back to fun, back to fun. That energy of joy and curiosity is really what expands you into your gifts and intuitive clarity like nothing else. So module 4, we're moving into time, ascension, and unity consciousness. So this is an aspect that, as the guides brought it up for me to integrate, I was a little surprised because it seems so expansive for an Akashic Records course, but they're really bringing in the importance of expanding consciousness on all levels in order to really get the most from the Akashic Records. So in this module, we are looking at expanded consciousness and shifting into the divine human. We are looking at the holographic universe. We are looking at time cycles and the quantum field and your kind of soul story. So that soul blueprint where we're working with the Akashic records, and then something called the Amenti field. And the Amenti field is like where it is, where this like potential of humanity, this ascension potential is really encoded and programmed. And I want to move forward from that because as soon as I start talking about or feeling into the Amenti field, there's a lot of energy that flows through there. So beautiful, so powerful. So the resources for module 4 are connecting to unity consciousness. And this is an activation. It feels very almost like psychedelic whenever the energy flows through for this one. It's a really um, heart-centered, really beautiful activation. And then exploring time cycles and patterns in the records. And that's going to be a journey so you can understand, maybe that's where you're going to feel drawn to go. Maybe that's where you're going to feel drawn to specialize, is working with timelines and time cycles for yourself, for others, for the collective. There's just so many options. What I want to do is really present you with this almost like buffet of opportunities to explore in the records. And then from there, you notice and you feel what you're really drawn to. And you notice when the things are like, that doesn't draw to me as much. And then you just go to what feels really expansive, and then from there, you're really on your pathway. Module 5. So, module 5, we are working with soul contracts, karmic energy, and ancestral energy. So, the videos will be looking at soul growth, the intricacies, and working with observation and detachments, especially as we're working with those ancestral energies, and really feeling into that. And then we will look at each one of them individually as well, the contracts, karmic energy, and ancestral. And the resources will be this higher awareness activation. So this is like almost like moving into that space of like divine neutrality, where like nothing is really good, nothing is really bad. You're just in observation mode. And so that's the activation for module 5. And the journey is going to be where you're actually practicing with these in the records. Module 6 finally is beyond the personal records. So this is an aspect that I used to include in my advanced class. So it's a version of that. So when we're working with beyond personal records, instead of just reading for yourself or others, you begin to open up the records for groups of people if you want to do group readings, or for land or specific areas of the earth, or items or buildings, or whatever it is you want to connect with, really. So now I connect into land records very, very often. And when I'm connected into land records, there's also often energies that want to be rebalanced in that space. And so I might be going along and visiting a space and then feel like, okay, that energy's got some distortion in it and wants to be rebalanced. And then in the moment, like that energy flows to me to do that rebalancing. And that can be really a really, really beautiful experience to feel that rebalancing. So again, it's just options, right? So the videos for this are permissions and callings as the light worker. So noticing where you're feeling drawn, noticing where you're feeling drawn to be of service, to yourself, to others, to the world, to the collective, and working with those energies. A deeper discernment and sovereignty. So really claiming that space. The more you start to go into expansive records, the more you're really working with a lot of collective energies, and there can be a lot of influences there and a lot of sticky energies. So working with that discernment and sovereignty is even more important. And then we're going to look at land and place energies and records, and group energies and records. So the resources for this module are the activation of waking up your advanced intuition and discernment. So that's a really cool activation that's going to work with some of these energy centers, Altimeter Energy Center. And it's a version that I've offered in past programs, but this one is like, whoop, this one's like, I don't really have the words for it, except for it's just like activate, like it's just the energy just goes up. That's good. And then the journey for this one is opening records for groups, and also opening records for specific land or anything like that, with advanced detachment processes. So you're not like picking up and taking that those energies with you, or those emotions with you, for others. All right. So the live call experience. As we're moving into the live calls, they're very guided by the Akashic records or whatever is needed really. So there's spiritual mentorship, there is healing, there's activation, there's journey, mindset work, shamanic EFT, whatever flows to the surface. And shamanic EFT, if you've not, I mean, that's just something I made up. After I was trained in EFT, my guides were like, well, just combine it with your shamanic work. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course, why not? So that's the shamanic EFT when we're working through, especially intuitive mindset work. I find the shamanic EFT is really beneficial. And so these live calls are divided into two groups of 6 calls. So I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So the first 6 calls are in November and December, and they focus on understanding and practice and coherence really through the mental, emotional, and physical and energetic levels. So that's as the modules are released. So that's when you're initially really taking it in. And we're just kind of working through that and letting it anchor and letting your body really come into coherence with it. And then the final 6 calls, so there's a couple weeks break there in December, January. The final 6 calls really focus on your practice reading for others more, where we're going to start to go in groups, go in partners, and build that confidence and discernment and those skills to be shifting energy in the records. And the live calls will happen on Tuesdays, either 10 or 5 Eastern, depending on what works best for the group. And the first group of calls is going to be November 7th to December 12th, and then January 9th to February 13th. So there's a pretty big break in there as well. And that break you can definitely use to keep practicing and keep absorbing. All right. So in January, there's also going to be some business workshops. There's still some stuff I want to get worked out on that, on exactly who I want to bring in as a guest teacher to work with me on that, because I've got some really amazing business energy friends. So the details are still getting defined on that. But what I do know is some of the energy we're going to be working with. So these are 3 live workshops that will run in January, working with business in the Akashic records and creating energetic structures for your business. Working with creative energy in the records and exploring and nurturing your energetic relationship with your business. So each of these will be focused on in each of those 3 workshops, with much more additional to be announced as as that's decided. So again, structure of the program, self-study, really good if you just want to get access to the information, to the activations, to the journeys, and guide yourself. The live group, much more in depth as you're going through 12 additional calls as well. A lot more practice and opportunities for questions and answers, mindset work, and whatever else is needed. So finally, the bonus sessions. So these are if you register before October 30th. If you are feeling guided to, I encourage you to do that, because I'm really excited for these bonus sessions myself. So the first one is on October 31st. We are doing an ancestral and karmic healing journey. So the last time I did something like this was on October 31st, probably maybe 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And the journey that flowed through was, I think, my most popular. Like more than 10,000 people have done it and love it. So this is an upgrade at one of similar to that, but it's really focused on clearing resistance to your spiritual gifts and connection to the divine at whatever it is that's your next level, that's your next next available clarity, next available connection is really the word for it. We will be clearing layers of distortion and collective energy. So we're working with your individual energy, your karmic energy, your ancestral energy, but also collective. And then this journey is going to be followed up by a questions and answers as well for anything that's flowing up. But that is going to be an energy intense journey. I'm imagining it's going to be somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes for the healing and journey. And doing it right on October 31st is so, so good. Oh, it provides such good energy. So that's one of the bonuses if you're joining before October 30th. The second bonus is the very next day, really working still in that same flow of energy where the veil is really thin and we can really like tap ourselves, plug ourselves into these frequencies. So we're going to be deepening multidimensional awareness on November 1st. And I want to include these as bonuses because they are so beneficial for working with the records as well. So we're going to be expanding through your multidimensional light body. Again, this one feels very psychedelic in the energy that it's bringing through, exploring our connection with the unseen realms, and expanding our senses for a deeper clarity and a stabilized connection. And again, I'm just like, I love this work myself so much. So I am just so honored and grateful to be sharing all of these resources. But I'm really excited to see what flows through specifically. So this one's going to be very similar, quite a long journey in activation. So there's going to be a lot of energy. I really wanted to get these bonus sessions done a full week before our Akashic work begins so that they can fully be integrated. So anything, now I kind of zoomed through that as fast as I could. I wanted to keep this to maybe just a little over an hour. So before we move into, the activation and connection journey, working with the heart chakra and auric field, is there any questions that are coming up for anybody here? So I'll give you guys a moment and just let me know. And I'm going to also just shift it so you guys can unmute yourself if you want as well. Right. Oh, will there still be a group to connect with others? So, yeah, so previously I did have a Facebook group. I am open to doing a Telegram group. I don't do Facebook groups anymore, but I'm open to doing a Telegram group for sure. I find that's probably the easiest because it's just a really easy, simple app. But yeah, I would be absolutely open to doing a Telegram group and hosting that if others were interested in that for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll mark that down as well. Awesome. All right, I'll give it just one more minute, see if anything else is coming through. All right. Okay, we'll get started on the energy. Wonderful. All right, so for this, I'm going to flip it over and share just a little bit of music instead. And I will shut my video off so I can be focused within as well. All right, and I can actually create this as a separate recording if you ever want to revisit that. I'll do that as well. Right. So this is our journey and alignment to attune and activate your heart and auric field to a deeper spiritual and intuitive connection. So we are breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just working at whatever rhythm feels best for you. And just noticing and paying attention if you feel drawn to breathe in and out through your nose, just following along with what you feel guided to do. But we're beginning to set that initial intention to be open, to be receptive, and to allow. Really good. So we're going to visualize, sense, or imagine that there is this swirling green energy in front of our chest. And there's another swirling green energy right in our upper middle back. So we are starting to engage the front and the back of our heart chakra. Beautiful, really, really good. Now we're going to visualize, sense, or imagine that you are surrounded in a ball of iridescent white gold light. Really good. Really good. There we go. It doesn't matter if you can see it clearly or not. Your intention and your breath is what is activating this energy. So you are surrounded in this iridescent ball of white gold light. You've got those energetic portals of green light swirling in the front and the back of your heart chakra. Now as you are breathing in, that green portal energy is being activated by that white gold light all around you. And as you breathe in, that white gold light goes in to the energetic portal, into your heart chakra. And as you exhale, it begins to fill up your body, fill up the space within you. As you are breathing in, that white and gold energy flows into that back portal of the heart chakra, filling up your heart space. And then as you exhale, that white gold energy extends into your body above and below, filling you up and connecting you. Really, really good. Beautiful. Again, you're just following that breath. As you breathe in, that white gold energy flows in to your heart chakra. As you exhale, it expands and it fills up your whole body. Beautiful. So we're going to extend our intention now. I am ready for a deeper spiritual connection. I am ready for a deeper intuitive connection and clarity. Beautiful. Really, really, really good. Just breathing with that for a few moments. Beautiful. Just really letting that energy fill you up. Now that energy is going to keep flowing, and we want to establish a really anchored, really grounded connection. So we're going to take that focus and attention now down your legs, down the soles of your feet. Visualize, sense, or imagine these energetic roots growing out of your feet, growing really wide into the earth, really deep into the earth, through the layers of the earth, connecting into the center of the earth. Really good. Allowing those energetic roots to really click into that earth energy, clicking into that liquid gold energy of the earth. And then that liquid gold energy of the earth moves up through the roots, moves up through the layers of the earth, and moves up and creates this platform, creates this beautiful liquid gold energy all around the base of your energy field. So the base of your energy field now being within the earth, and this liquid gold earth energy platform is stabilizing it. Beautiful. Just as though you have your own pillar of light. This is your energy body. And that liquid gold light is just filling up the space all around it, making it really secure, making it really stabilized. As we expand intuitively, we are expanding above and below simultaneously to allow this anchored expansion. Really, really good. Really good. So you may visualize, sense, or imagine now even more roots are growing out. Maybe smaller ones are growing out. with this extra stability you are receiving from the earth, those roots can grow even further, even wider. And this is also an aspect of your intuition, getting a sense, getting a feeling for the earth, getting a sense, getting a feeling for nature energies. Beautiful. And we're engaging in this space. So now we are working in and with your Earth Star chakra, with your Gaia Gateway chakra. These different words are just for your energy centers that are below your feet, that connect you deeply into the earth. And this is the first space where we are drawing in this activation energy. So take a moment to sense or imagine and focus on that pillar of light that connects you above into source light, all around your body and deeply into the earth. We are remembering that pillar of light. And then we're taking the focus and attention into our heart chakra. Really good. And then we're taking it back down and we are resting it in those lower chakras within the earth. And this is where we are open and receptive to this first layer of the activation. You may feel it flowing directly into the crown of your head, or you may notice it somewhere else in your body. It's going to flow directly through and be anchored in that Earth Star chakra. So there's some light language flowing through for this. Just breathing with this. If you're new to light language, you're just receiving it into your energy field. It's not meant to be understood. It's just a really efficient way of carrying frequency. So we're just going to breathe in this space and allowing that focus and attention to rest down in that Earth Star chakra, down below your feet in the earth. And again, our intention is just to be receptive and to allow that we are extending our spiritual and intuitive connection. So this is also working with your nervous system, really teaching it that opening up spiritually, opening up to your divine intuitive connection is a really nourishing experience. It is really safe. It is really protected. It is so supported. So this is beginning to fill you up in every cell of your body with that nourishment energy. Beautiful. Really, really good. And you may be drawn to focus on your heart chakra, feeling into gratitude for the earth, feeling into that earth expansion, knowing that as you're doing this, you are allowing that crown chakra, you're allowing those upper chakras to open and expand even more simply by focusing and expanding that earth connection. Really, really good. We're going to pull through that next flow of energy, some more light language here. So again, you may want to focus still down in the earth, or you may want to take your focus up into your heart space. Go wherever you are drawn. So now working mainly in that heart space is really kind of opening up, and it's opening up our emotional bodies, and where our emotional bodies are still feeling some grief and some disconnection from our spiritual connection, from intuition, where there is some heavy emotions and energies there. So we're working with our emotional body and our heart chakra. And we are just going to set the intention to forgive and release any of these emotions that are creating resistance to opening deeper into our spiritual connection and receiving from that spiritual connection. I forgive it all. I forgive myself. You may visualize, sense, or imagine that your emotional body is like this layer of your energy body floating around your physical body. And this emotional body right now is being flooded with this violet fire light this energy of forgiveness. And as you focus on the intention and repeat to yourself, I forgive it all, I forgive myself, I release and let this go. We're breathing with that. So again, we're just letting go, especially of any grief and sadness that is being held in the emotional body, that's creating resistance to fully opening up spiritually. That wound that you may be feeling, that may be in your subconscious, in your emotional body, around feeling abandoned or feeling disconnected from your spiritual self, from the spiritual world and your intuitive connection. I forgive it. I forgive it all. I forgive myself. I release and let this go. Again, we're just letting that violet fire fill up your emotional body, flowing into your heart space. Really, really good. We're still breathing with that for a moment. And it's almost as though there are a certain number of openings in our heart chakra that will allow us this deeper connection with the divine. And we are unclogging one of those connecting pieces. We are opening it up. Really, really good. So the way that it's showing up visually, and the guides are really encouraging me to share this, is if you were to look at like a spray nozzle, like a shower head or a hose or something like that, all those little holes that'll allow that divine to flow in. We've got an insane number of them, openings all over our emotional body, openings all over our physical and energy body, all of these connecting pieces to the divine. But it can easily be clogged up with old beliefs, old energies. So this is what we're allowing to clear through right now. I forgive it. I forgive it all. I forgive myself. I release and let this go. Really, really good. That energy's flowing now. So again, we're just working with that violet fire light. We are going to cycle it through the heart space. Cycling it through the heart space. There we go. Really, really, really good. Breathing with that. I forgive it. I forgive it all. I forgive myself. I release and let it go. Really, really good. Beautiful. So we're just going to come back to center now. So breathing into that heart space again. Just coming back to center. And again, we're setting that intention. I am open to a deeper spiritual connection. And at this point, we're going to take our focus and attention up. We are remembering that really grounded connection. We are remembering our expanded heart chakra, but now we're taking the focus and attention up. We're asking that our crown chakras be open just slightly to it's still comfortable for us, but we're opening it slightly. Opening up any other energy centers that is beneficial for us, but we're really focused on that crown center. Beautiful, really, really good. So now we're going to visualize, sense, or imagine that energy center that's just above your head, that one that's just above the crown chakra. So that maybe the soul star chakra. There's different names. It doesn't really matter what the name is, but we're focused on the energy center above the crown chakra. And this is very connected into our soul selves. This is also connected into our Akashic records, as is the Earth star below. So what we're doing is we are strengthening this connection between that soul star above our head and our crown chakra on the top of our head. We are strengthening that connection just by visualizing, sensing, or imagining an energetic cord or an energetic flow of energy, of light moving between these chakras like a communication. So we're going to visualize, sense, or imagine that crown chakra opening and that chakra above your head, flowing down this divine energy, this divine information into your crown chakra. Really good. There's a little more light language flowing through. That's going to help this to activate and open even more. Beautiful. So we're going to expand this out into our whole auric field now. So this energy that's flowing through from our soul self, from that soul star chakra, flowing into our crown chakra, we're now just overflowing it from our crown chakra. So it's filling up so much light, so much divine energy in our crown chakra that's overflowing, and it's filling up our auric field all around us. And we may get a sense or imagine it almost as though there is like this iridescent rain energy, and it almost like sparkles and can be seen like a rainbow energy filling up our auric field. Beautiful. We're just going to breathe with that. There's a lot of angelic energy really flowing in with this as well to help strengthen that connection. So we just set that intention, but we are open to connecting with our high frequency guides of love and light, that we are open to a deeper spiritual connection, a deeper intuitive connection. Beautiful. Really, really good. So now see, feel, sense, or imagine yourself really fully surrounded in this iridescent ball of rainbow light as this auric field receives this activation, as it soaks through the layers of the auric field wherever it's most needed to help rebalance and establish a deeper connection. Really, really good. Really good. So just a little bit more light language flowing through for this. And you can just sense or imagine that rainbow energy moving through your auric field and moving all the way into your physical body as well. Really good. We're just going to breathe with that for a moment. Really good. All right, we're going to take a moment and allow this to all settle. Breathing into the heart chakra. We are gathering from above. We are gathering from below in the earth. We're going to gather this all into our heart chakra and set an intention in this space that we are receptive, that we are connected, that we are open to surprising evidence of our spiritual connection. We're open to surprising evidence of our intuitive connection. We're just going to breathe with that for one more moment. And then we're just going to take a final few breaths into the heart space. I am intuitive. I am connected. Thank you. You are thanking yourself for this connection. You are thanking any guides who have assisted. You are thanking the earth and your soul self. Thank you. I am intuitive and I am spiritually connected. Thank you. Beautiful. And just take a few more breaths, and then whenever you feel ready, just coming all the way back. Beautiful. So that energy is still just settling here. So just kind of taking a moment to come all the way back. I'm still just kind of grounding the energy myself a little bit. Whew. And I just want to leave it open again. If anybody has anything else that they would like to share, or anything else, any other questions or anything like that, I'm just going to leave it open for a few more minutes here. Still quite a bit of energy grounding actually there. Whew. There we go. So again, make sure that you're getting good and grounded after that. Crystal says, wow, thank you. Felt a lot of shift when we expanded the heart chakra and sent in forgiveness. Yes, my pleasure. Thank you, Christine. Um, yeah, it was interesting in there. I wasn't expecting that. But as soon as we started going into the heart chakra, when that light language came in, like I almost wanted to cry, like the amount of emotional energy that was in there and just like ready to go was really, really powerful. So really beautiful. Lovely. Yeah. Christine says, she felt the urge to cry as well. Yeah. Yeah. It was just drawing emotional. Like it's like this feeling of almost might even attributed to, like, feeling abandoned, that wound that we've all got some version of, where it's like that abandonment wound whenever we're born to this earth, right? So that looked like there's a lot of restructuring going on in there around that. So really beautiful. Whew. Angela says, I saw someone I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Christine said, I recently did your meditation in Catalyst magazine and shed a lot of tears. Beautiful. Yeah. It's like working with the ego. It opens up so much, because it's all the parts of ourselves that we like pushed aside or said, I'm not allowed to feel that way, or, oh no, I need to be positive or think positive or things like that. So I find that ego work is just, it's really emotional to do. Yeah. Beautiful. Crystal said, I feel so loved and held. So beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful. Yeah, Angela, I wonder if it was like something of an ancestral energy, or it could even be a collective energy that was being released through you, that you noticed that someone that you don't know who it was. So very interesting. Yeah, or it could be somebody's emotional energies that you've been holding on in your emotional bodies that finally let go there as well. Whew, beautiful. Awesome. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here for the day. So if anybody has any additional questions, or anybody who's checking out the replay has any questions, feel free to reach out, email me, message me, whatever. And I would love to see you in this Akashic course, of course. And if you feel drawn to it, definitely take action on it. It's going to be so much fun. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye.